The one thing that people forget, especially us women, we want a guy who is driving, we want a guy who is financially stable. But
what are you bringing on the table?
What are you bringing to the table?
Exactly.
You know, that's the kind of thing that most women fail to understand. Because you cannot be looking for validation from a well-established man when you yourself can barely even pay your bills.
I agree.
So
give me
so you need to work on that. That's just the kind of thing. And if friends are not really encouraging the way you want them to encourage you or something like that, change your friends or
It's a real vibe with Imani yet again. This week bringing you a hot topic. And you know what? I got a hot guest. And this week we're hosting one lovely, beautiful, energetic, strong and everything good. Her name is Queen B.
Well, that's the name people call me out there.
Yeah.
But if I would at least go a bit professional with my names, it's Beatrice Watare Gidenji. So and I'm very happy to be here. Very glad to meet you.
Yeah, thank you so much for crowning us with your presence. And today we are talking about something very interesting, as usual, but something that needs to be talked about. It's about women validation. Is validation okay? What amount of validation is okay? What is not okay? And this beautiful queen over here, Beatrice, will help us understand this topic better and just dissect it out. So let's dig in.
All right. So basically, I think first of all, we need to understand one thing. We get to a point whereby as we grow, right from childhood, we always have to face validation. Because, for example, when you look at a situation whereby you're in school, you're in class, you've done an assignment very well, what do you expect? You expect the teacher to congratulate you in class. You expect the teacher maybe to say, you know what, let's clap for her. You know, Imani did a good job today. Something like that. Even with parents, the same thing. So basically, if I would at least try and define validation, is whereby you feel the need for someone maybe to acknowledge what you've done. And it's not just acknowledging it and kind of entering into the whole perspective of what you're trying to do or say or how you look. It's about finding it valid. And finding it like it's really something they can look up to at the end of the day. So basically that's what I would say validation is, whereby you feel the need to be acknowledged.
Do you think that people who misuse the word validation or how they act, it's not how validation should be like? So according to you, what is not validation?
To me, what is not valid? Okay, validation can be maybe seen in different, I would say types, something like that. Because if I would say validation is not bad. Let's start there. You know, it's something. It's like it's positive. You know, telling you look good today. That's a positive thing.
Yes.
But you find a situation whereby, let's say I come to Imani and I'm like, Imani, you look gorgeous. You're looking beautiful. So what would you say if I say that?
Thank you.
Thank you.
You too.
Yes. But if you try and look in other situations, what people actually do is like, oh, really? I don't think I'm looking that good today. Not because they don't think they're looking good, it's because they want you to keep doing the validation. So what validation is not is just maybe that simple compliment that you give someone and maybe they feel good and they're like, okay, thank you. But validation now, the other part of it is whereby you want them to keep doing it. You know, it's like you need that kind of energy to feel good about yourself. Like you need them to keep doing it. You have kind of made it a habit. So that is where I would draw the line between what validation is and what validation is not.
Okay. I would also to talk to people, to talk to some people who have had a rough upbringing, especially women. And you see, as women, we look up to men in many ways for validation. So you find a woman who has had daddy problems growing up. You've not had your dad around. You've not had somebody who can actually just tell you something nice about you. You've never been told you're beautiful or you're gorgeous or you can do this, you can do that. What can you tell somebody who is constantly seeking for validation just because of what they went through in growing up?
Okay, first of all, I think we're used to this term. Most people, it's almost cliche when they say that your past shouldn't define you, because we've all grown up with different circumstances.
Absolutely.
Different positions whereby we couldn't do anything to, get out of the shell that we were put in, maybe by our parents, maybe by our relatives, maybe by our friends. So we find that most people are really dealing with this sort of validation thing, and I would say so.
All right.
But how they deal with it is, first of all, acknowledging it, because the first thing you need to understand about validation is that there's a thing called self-validation.
Yes.
Whereby you get to a point that you don't need somebody to tell you look beautiful to feel beautiful.
Yep.
You don't need somebody to tell you that, you know what, you're looking very, very majestic today.
Yes.
You're doing your thing. You can actually tell that to yourself. You can affirm yourself with that kind of a thing.
Yes.
So it may be hard for them to deal with it, but step by step, they're gonna get there. And if you feel there's something you need to work on your own, I think you need to actually do that.
Okay.
Because most of the time we want to be validated for things that maybe we want people to see in us, but are we working towards doing that?
Yes.
So I think the first thing is to ensure that if you need to work on yourself on something, then do it. You feel that maybe your body is not in shape, go to the gym. You feel that maybe you're not living the way you're supposed to be living, your financial status is not okay, get a second job.
Exactly.
Just do something. So the only way to deal with it cannot really be simplified in any other way other than try and do the self-validation first. Believe in yourself, love yourself. Don't wait for someone to tell you that you look pretty for you to
That is true. And something else about self-validation is nobody will ever do that for you. And you may be surrounded by positive energy, people telling you, you know what, Queen, you're beautiful, you have a beautiful smile. But if you believe you don't have that beautiful smile, it will never be a compliment. And I don't know if it's just in Africa, but you find that I'll come compliment you and be like, if I tell you, oh, beautiful, dress, you'll be like, oh, this one I got at Gikomba. I don't want to know where you got it from. Just go like, you know what? Thank you. And it's high time people invested in self-validation. Let me tell you something. There was a time I had so many issues with how I looked and how people viewed how I looked. And then I focused more on what they said. And it was until I took time for myself and actually appreciate everything about me. That is when I started to receive and appreciate other people validating me. To the next thing, and this is so interesting. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. What do you wish men knew about validation, especially to women? As a woman, as pretty as you are, outgoing, strong, doing this life well, tell us, what do you think?
Well, the one thing, I think I will be totally blunt about this. Trust me, when a lady is passing amongst maybe many men are seated down and you pass, nobody even says just a rainbow. Trust me, at the end of the day, utakuwa unajiuliza, kwani leo niko sawa? And maybe they found you intimidating. They decided not to really bother with telling you that you look good. I think most of the time, men do not know the kind of weight they carry as far as women validation is concerned. Because trust me, when you tell a woman she's beautiful, even if she doesn't think she is, she sort of believes it when it's coming from a man than when it's coming from a woman. That's the one thing I wish men knew. Like, you guys carry everything. Like, you literally I don't like it that it's that way, but it just happens. It just happens to be that way. And the thing is, with men, sometimes they could just say you're beautiful just for the sake of saying it. Or maybe they want to get some of that, you never know. But for you will listen and you will really believe that you're
There's
really
a lot of weight.
You will believe that you're sexy. You will believe that you look really, really magnificent. Why? Because the man said it. And I think it's because of how kutoka kitambo imekuwa. Most of the times men carry the biggest percentage of people that we need the validation to come from. Like, tunataka wao ndio watuambie. When you're in a work situation and a man comes to you and tells you, you know what, baby girl, you're doing it. Trust me, you will believe that you're doing. She's just trying to be nice,
True.
But it's just how we've been accustomed to. That's how the culture has been from kitambo. And I think it's very hard because most men, by the way, hawajali. Like, they don't care about how they look most of the time. Okay, they care a bit, but si ati watashindwa wametafuta nguo. Maybe some men do, but men are more accustomed to go to a situation just the way they are. No makeup, They don't need to work on their hair. They just, they just put on a t-shirt and they put
Yeah,
trousers.
they're good to go.
And they're good to go.
Yeah.
But for women, we feel the need to look, I don't know how.
Yeah.
You want to look good.
Yeah.
You want to wear, I don't know what.
Yeah, and it feels bad if somebody doesn't say that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you don't notice, like, we're having a problem. When you want it, like,
exactly,
So men, I wish men knew just how big maybe their part is.
Yes.
The part that they play with
Yeah.
validating women
Yeah.
is really, really huge.
Exactly.
And that's the one thing I wish they knew. But that's not how it should be, though. I would encourage women, don't wait for that guy to tell you that
Yeah.
you're killing it. Don't wait for that guy to tell you that you look good. But most women
Yeah.
usually need that from men. And
Yeah.
it's so natural. It just happens to be that way.
And that is very important, because even the strongest of women who have, like,
True.
they're strong in what they do, they're intimidating to some men.
Yes.
In every woman there is a girl in them. There's just that
True.
even an 80-year-old, if you were to tell an 80-year-old, you know what, no, don't call them shosho, but hey, you're rocking it, you're beautiful, they will blush, trust you me.
It's
Every
true.
woman, strong, average, if you just tell them that. And especially if you have a partner in your life, let me talk to men out there. You have a woman in your life, if there is something that works magic in every woman, it's words of affirmation. And I had an episode like that not long ago where we talked about the 5 love languages.
Okay.
Words of affirmation. When I wake up in the morning, when I see my woman, I tell her, you don't like that hair, just like, babe, you look good, can we go to, can I do something to make your day? Or and then you just,
yes,
just affirm that woman. But as you said, I love something that you have said, that we shouldn't be dependent, like entirely dependent on men to tell us who we are. It should first start with you.
Exactly.
Is there anything else you'd want to add on that?
Yes, I would love to add something very, very important. First of all, there's a question you asked me about what advice do we give to someone who is facing all these validation issues.
Yes.
It might not even be from your childhood or anything, but I think people deal with validation on different occurrences.
Sure.
First of all, how you deal with this is to first identify what kind of validation are you seeking. We seek different kinds of validation.
Absolutely.
Some people seek validation through social media. They ukipost picha hivi unataka manze 2 likes in 2 hours na moja ni yangu problem. You feel like manze nimepost, nimeenda photoshoot, nimeng'ara. Then someone, you're not even commenting. I'm not even seeing at least 5 comments. That's like social you want the social validation to come to you. Another thing is the spouse validation. When you're looking for a man out there, when you're looking for who you're going to attract. So most of the time you want men to see a certain picture of you. Trust me, men are difficult sometimes because one of the men atapenda msichana ambaye ametulia, they are shy, they like people, women who are not so outspoken. And then they go ahead and feel intimidated by someone who is so outspoken, she's making boss moves and everything. So the thing is, don't try to do it because of the man. Don't try to do it because you're kind of thinking of how will this man see. Just be yourself.
Yes.
Be yourself. If you're looking for that spouse validation, be yourself. The man for you will love you for who you are, not for what you're trying to portray. Then another thing is maybe friendship, kind of like friendship validation, whereby you want your friends to always compliment you. You're asking yourself, do I have enough friends? Then the other one is work validation.
Yes,
whereby
especially work.
Yes, work. You want to be the one who is getting the promotions. You want this, you want that. So for you to deal well with validation issues, you have to identify what kind of validation do you
need.
What do you seek?
Yes.
More so. After you've known that, if at all it's social media, try and stay away from social media.
And you see, the truth also about social media, Queen, is nobody is posting their real lives out there. Very few will post their failures on social media. It's all glammy and doing so well. So if that is the kind of validation you're looking for, you might actually end up getting depressed. Because everybody is driving on social media.
Exactly.
Everybody is living in a mansionette on social media. Everybody has a good job. So just stop with the pressure.
It's true. And I think one story that I derived from this is I think you know this celebrity couple, Sarah Kami and
Yes,
you know them,
yeah.
right? So you find that most people are like, oh my god, they look so cute
Yay,
with
I
their
know.
twins and everything.
Yeah.
But when I listened to their interview on the
Yeah,
trend,
yeah.
Sarah was complaining about how difficult it was to raise those twins.
Yes.
The founder was even saying that they couldn't sleep 3 hours continuously
goodness.
because he has to be there. He has to be there for Sarah. She
Yes.
had a wound at the same time.
Yeah.
But do they post that?
No,
Do you even
no.
know what kind of challenges
No,
they are facing
no.
with having twins?
Yeah.
You wouldn't know. So if
No.
you're looking for validation through social media and you think your life is not so perfect because you're seeing what other people are posting, you need to get off it.
Exactly.
And if it's so hard for you, stay off social media. If it's about spouse, first thing, you know, the one thing that people forget, especially us women, we want a guy who is driving. We want a guy who is financially stable.
Yep.
But are we?
What are you bringing on the table?
What are you bringing to the table?
Exactly.
You know, that's the kind of thing that most women fail to understand. Because you cannot be looking for validation from a well-established man when you yourself can barely even pay your bills.
I agree.
So,
give me a
so you need to work on that. That's just the kind of thing. And if friends are not really encouraging the way you want them to encourage you or something like that, change your friends or just don't have
I was just
friends.
telling a friend not long ago, actually today I was telling them, I'm so happy I'm at a point where I no longer allow people to choose me to be their friends.
Yes.
I want to make that decision. I want to make a decision of who belongs to my circle because I've been through, this road before where I want my life to be like your life, but I have no clue the kind of journey that you've gone through. So if you are a woman into just seeking that kind of validation, work hard for yourself, love yourself so much that you will not need anybody to validate you. But men, remember what you just said. Remember, we are going to repeat that again. But remember that. Queen, what would be your parting shot for this?
My parting shot is this. This is, I think, the point where we need to really, really take advice, even for ourselves.
Yes.
Validation doesn't always have to come from anybody else. Let it come from you, from within, from your heart.
Yes.
Believe in yourself, work hard on yourself. Don't even put yourself in a situation whereby you need people to tell you what to do or how to look or what. Just be yourself, because you will be shocked at how sexy you're going to be once you start self-validating yourself and not expecting it from anybody else. Because trust me, when you try to be validated, when you try it's as if you're seeking validation, trust me, people will notice.
That's true.
People are going to notice. So you'd rather just be you and do you.
Exactly.
All day, every day. So
Thank
that's what I'm
you.
saying.
Thank you for sharing that truth. Just remember, love yourself and the glow will be up. Until next Sunday, see you, and thank you, girl, for showing up.
You're welcome. Honored.
Affirmation.